So this is the self-development with tactics book. So this one's gonna be about being boredom and also again mental toughness again, like the other episode that I've recorded and also already uploaded for today. Yeah, I guess we will actually see what this episode's gonna be about, because I actually do not know. I'm just always doing the intro before I do the episode. Oh, no, I'm always doing the intro just like the episode at the same time. It is part of the episode. I'm just like only just playing like it is an intro. To really be honest, it's just the case. You know, there's no cut in it, there's nothing in it. It's just me sitting there pretending that there is an intro. But there isn't in the end. You know, in the end there is no intro, and I should probably just not chew my gum. But it's just a little bit sad. Never mind. Never ever mind. I've actually thought that I would first of all edit the first episode that I've recorded. I've uploaded it already. I haven't edited anything, and then I thought like, okay, you know, probably or maybe I'm gonna use this episode as some sort of an experiment to actually watch some YouTube video and practically react to it, which I'm not doing today. I don't know, like I keep changing my mind. It is something that is, I don't know, I would like to just try it out, but I'm also a little bit feared to try it out, to be honest, because, well, I should probably do it. I really probably should do it. As I'm just thinking about it, and as I'm just, you know, talking about it, which is also something different as just only thinking about it, I think I should probably do it as well. Like, you know, first of all, I don't know if it's going to be great. I don't know if it's just going to be just completely shit. Maybe there's something in between, and maybe there's just something that I can then make when I'm, well, a little bit bored, or I'm feeling like, okay, you know, I don't know what I should do, if I should go through another article, if there should be, actually, I also said that I should go through another book, and this might be also a book, but it is not a book. Nevertheless, I'm not going to judge myself. I think I'm just going to go through the article that I've just found, which was actually quite a coincidence because, well, thank you. Because during the episode, so during the last episode, I've been seeing this one, which is called How to Fall in Love with Boredom and Unlock Your Mental Toughness. It might because, it is also correlated to the other episode that I've been recording today, because it was also about mental toughness and especially about the book Grit. And this article has the exact same tag, which is Grit. And also I've forgotten something. I want to go through the research she made as well. But this is, well, actually it's not such an... I also have to go through this one. Should I actually go through the other one and see? Well, let's actually see. You know, to be honest, let's actually fucking see. I'm sorry that the screen somehow shifted, because there was some, there. So the science of developing mental toughness in your health, work and life. Because this might be something that's pretty valuable, and I guess I should go through it. Yeah, I think I should go through it. Let's give a fuck about boredomness and whatever thing we should go through, behavioral psychology and grit and mental toughness and health and work and life. Because I assume it is also something that is very, very valuable, or could be pretty valuable to me, to you, to everybody. We will fucking see. So this one is actually is called The Science of Developing Mental Toughness in Your Health, Work and also Life. So have you ever wondered what makes someone a good athlete? Isn't it an good athlete? Never mind. I always don't know that. Or actually never know that so for sure. Never mind. Or a good leader? Or a good parent? Why do some people accomplish their goals while others fail? What makes the difference? Usually we answer these questions by talking about the talent of top performers. We must be the smartest scientist in the lab, She's faster than everyone else on the team, and he's a brilliant business strategist, or strategist actually. But I think we all know there is more to the story than that. In fact, when you start looking into it, your talent and your intelligence don't play nearly as big of a role as you might think. The research studies that I have found say that intelligence only accounts for 30% of your achievement, and that's at the extreme upper end. So in the end, I do also have to say, just being intelligent, being intelligent and whatsoever is just pretty handy, I would say. It's just, I think, something that could totally play into your hands and that totally could be just pretty nice for you. But on the other hand, who the fuck cares? The thing is, you can be just totally a smart person, but if you're not working and if you're only dreaming but you're not executing, then nothing will happen. And I think just thinkers are great. We need thinkers, of course, but we also need some people that are just executing. And when you're then, as a thinker, in a position of executor and you do not execute, for sure your fucking employer is gonna just throw you out, unless you're your own just employer. But yeah, then it is also not good, because you're only thinking, but you're meant to be executing. And of course, this is not good. And there, we could just debate about if that has something to do with being intelligent or not, or rather with being in the right position or not. I guess it's more of the second one. But yeah, one of the examples that just came to my mind. I'm sorry. But yeah, let's see. Let's go ahead. Let's see. So what makes a bigger impact than talent or intelligence? It is mental toughness. Research is starting to reveal that our mental toughness, or grit, as Angela Duckworth in his book Grit is also referring to it. So it's actually, I guess it is from her. I think it is an idea, an expression from her, which is called grit. As they call it, plays a more important role than anything else for achieving your goal in health, business and life. That's good news, because you can't do much about the genes you were born with, but you can do a lot to develop mental toughness, which is actually the case. The thing is, there might be some reasons why not everybody has this mental toughness. Maybe because it is fucking hard to gain. Maybe it's just not easy to gain. Maybe it's just, really not the easiest thing you can do, not the easiest thing you can achieve. I think there are always reasons. The same reason as, why are so many people living in the exact same fucking way? And why do they then expect some other results, This is actually the same as expecting a result or another result from the exact same fucking equation. There's always going to be the fucking exact same result. Unless you change something up. But then, of course, the equation is not going to be the exact same any longer. Therefore, I guess people like Gary Vee saying something like, okay, if you want to live the life of an anomaly, is it an anomaly? I think it's anomaly, yeah. If you want to live a life of an anomaly, then you also have to just act like a fucking anomaly. And which means, okay, you're not acting like everyone else is acting. Which means, in terms of health, maybe you're not going to eat every single shit that everyone is eating. You're going to have some diet. You're going to have some plans, what you eat, or how much you eat, when you eat, something like this. But you're not going to just be and act and do it the exact same way as everyone else is doing. There just must be some reasons why somebody is having more money than you're having. Maybe because they're not spending as much as you're doing. Maybe it is just, another factor in the equation. Maybe the equation is somehow different than yours is. I pretty like this metaphor, actually. This whole equation metaphor. Have to keep that in mind. But yeah, I really believe that you do just have to do something different, to expect something different. Or to get something different. But also expect, if you're expecting something with the whole same inputs, the output is gonna be the same. So let's talk about that now. Mental toughness and the United States military. Each year, approximately 1,300 cadets join the entering class at the United States Military Academy, West Point. So it's the United States Military Academy, West Point. During their first summer on campus, cadets are required to complete a series of brutal tests. This summer initiation program is known internally as Beast Barracks. In the words of researchers who have studied West Point's cadets, Beast Barracks is deliberately engineered to test the very limits of cadets' physical, emotional, and mental capacities. You might imagine that the cadets who successfully complete Beast Barracks are bigger, stronger, and more intelligent than their peers. But Angela Duckworth, which is actually the woman that has actually written the book Grit, and as I said before, I do think that the whole expression is actually from her. So actually, I think she established it to some degree. But she's also a researcher at the University of Pennsylvania, and she found something different when she began to track actually the candidates, which is something that's incredibly interesting. But what you can see there already, because I'm just also trying to give a little bit more attention, or give more attention to? I don't know, yeah. To give a little bit more attention to how this article is actually written, in which way, why it is written this way, why it could be the case that it is written this way. And what you can see is that nearly, or is it hardly? Never mind. So quite every single article that I've read from James Clear so far, I guess, besides the whole book summaries, because they are also great, here's also some book summaries. These are great. They're not too long, they're not too short. There's all the information in them. He's just not missing out on a lot of things. They are pretty great, and there are a lot of them. What I see, for every single article, which is pretty interesting, I would say, starts with a fucking story. To some degree, I do believe that this whole United States Military Academy West Point stories is a story. Like I assume, even though it might not be just the most kind of expressive one, it is still a story. And it is the exact same thing for every single of his posts. At least, or articles, at least it is the same case for those that I've actually giving attention to. It is pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting also to see, okay, maybe this seems to work. Maybe this is his strategy to also write better books, to just implement a lot of stories, because of course stories are pretty powerful, I would say. They have always been, and they, I think, will always be. Duckworth studies achievement, and more specifically how your mental toughness, perseverance, and passion impact your ability to achieve goals. At West Point, she tracked a total of 2,441 cadets spread across two entering classes. She recorded the high school rank, SAT scores, leadership potential score, which reflects participation in extracurricular activities, physical aptitude exam, a standardized physical exercise evaluation, and grit scale, which measures perseverance and passion for long-term goals. It might actually be the case that grit is not from her. I'm sorry if it's not. I don't actually know. But I think just for the public, to some degree, it got somehow established by her because of the book. So here's what she found out. It wasn't strength or smarts or leadership potential that accurately predicted whether or not a cadet would finish Beast Barracks. Instead, it was grit, the perseverance and passion to achieve long-term goals that made the fucking difference. In fact, cadets who were one standard deviation higher on the grit scale were 60% more likely to finish Beast Barracks than their peers. It was mental toughness that predicted whether or not a cadet would be successful, not the talent, intelligence, or the genetics. When is mental toughness useful? I think always, I guess. Duckworth's research has revealed the importance of mental toughness in a variety of fields. In addition to the West Point study, she discovered that these are some things that I've already gone through on the other episode, I guess. But I still feel like I do just have to go through them. Yeah, I just read through them. Ivy League undergraduate students who had more grit also had higher GPAs than the peers, even though they had lower SAT scores and weren't as smart. When comparing to people who are the same age but have different levels of education, grit and not intelligence more accurately predicts which one will be better educated. In the end, I guess. Competitors in the national spelling bee outperform their peers, not because of a cure, but because of their grit and commitment to more consistent practice. And it is not just education where mental toughness and grit are useful. Duckworth and her colleagues heard similar stories when they started interviewing top performers in all fields. And now I guess, well, this is a quote from Angela Duckworth herself, but I'm really looking forward to those other, well, these are just some other things that I already went through. Well, these are just a lot of things that I've already was talking about. It's a little bit of pain. Even though it's just way fucking more. It isn't just completely the same, which is a good thing. So, the first one might have been just one of the kind of entering things where you just start to learn something, I guess. And this is one of the more, well, in-depth ones, maybe, if you're willing to say so. If not, then it's not. So our hypothesis that grit is essential to high achievement evolved during interviews with professionals in investment banking, painting, journalism, academia, or academia? Academy? Academia. I think it's academia. Okay. Medicine and law. Asked what quality distinguished star performers in their respective fields, these individuals cited grit or a close synonym as often as talent. In fact, many were awed. What does awed mean? Is it like filled with wonder by the achievements of peers who did not at first seem as gifted as others, but whose sustained commitment to their ambitions was exceptional. Yeah. Likewise, many noted with surprise that prodigiously gifted peers did not end up in the upper echelons of their field. Something that I might seem as well, but I'm not really trying to. Well, I guess school in terms of that just does not the best job, I guess, because the thing is, if you were good in school and if you've just been the best in class and whatever, for sure there might be some predictions for you being smart, of course. This could be the case. On the other hand, it could also be the case that you're just able to learn pretty quickly and pretty well in this certain setting, in the setting of school, in the setting of you having a fucking teacher that's, telling you some things. You absorb them, you just kind of connect them with other things you have in your fucking brain, and then you just know it, and that's fucking it. And you do not have to learn, or not as much as other people are doing, and you just, you're good at being stressed out during tests or the exams, and other things. I guess there are just way more kind of factors that could just play into that. But, big but. Thanks, algorithm, for actually hiding my video now. What did I actually want to say? Fucking piece of shit. What was it? Could you please help me? Thank you. Thank you very much. Such a piece of so I guess in general, a lot of people might think, okay, because I've been good in school, also means that I'm gonna be good in university, which doesn't necessarily have to be the case, because for sure there are going to be some people that from other schools where they have just teach something differently, something better or something worse, and yeah, and it also doesn't have to say, it doesn't have to mean that you're going to be successful in life as well. Only because you were good in school, only because you, you just have easy going in this certain setting. It doesn't necessarily have to be the case. It really does not have to be the case. On the other hand, something that I would not say as well is people who say things like, okay, Mark Zuckerberg, for example, he also just didn't graduate from school. He has no education. Well, first of all, he was at fucking Harvard. Second of all, he was just really fucking good and he started his fucking company in fucking Harvard. And therefore, he just didn't attend it any longer. I assume, I don't know his life story. Unfortunately, because I think it is pretty interesting. I just know, bits of it, as I think everyone does. But he was at fucking Harvard. People saying like, okay, Elon Musk also left university. At least as far as I know, it is actually the case. But still, I think he has a Stanford degree, something like this. And then some other people just talk about Jeff Bezos. He is also having a Princeton or Stanford degree. So also Bill Gates, wasn't he in Harvard as well? I don't fucking know. Bill Gates education. Something you can see, Warren Buffett would also be just interesting. Harvard College, yeah. And Lakeside School, which was just the school of him. Harvard College and Lakeside School. But college is not the same as university, isn't it? How do you degree? Does he have any degrees? I guess not, it's just really just unnecessary. Bill Gates returns to Harvard for degree. Gates, who dropped out of Harvard and co-founded Microsoft Corp to become the world's richest person, stopped off at his former stomping grounds to collect an honorary law degree. Was he studying law? Really? We recognize the most I could show you. I could just show you. No, thank you. Where is it? Where are you? There it is. Bloop. Well, it's a little bit small, to be honest. Now I'm making it even smaller, I know. But I'm gonna zoom in a little bit to try to make it a little bit better. Yeah. We recognize the most illustrious member of the Harvard College class of 1977 never to have graduated from Harvard, said Harvard University Provost Stephen Heyman. It seems high time that his alma mater hand over the diploma. I've been waiting for more than 30 years to say this. Dad, I always told you I would come back and get my degree. Gates, 51, told the crowd, which includes his father, also named Bill. But let's actually see what have I said. Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett. It's gonna be just pretty interesting to see. Columbia, yeah, of course. He was at Columbia Business School, which I think it's just also a good school, isn't it? Like, I'm really not educated in that spaces, in this space whatsoever. I really am not. But what you can see, I would say, yeah, a lot of those entrepreneurs are very famous and great people. Let's actually just see, because I don't know Elon Musk. Yeah, it was Stanford University. And then Jeff Bezos, of course, was to pursue a PhD in energy physics, which he didn't finish. Stanford University. And I just check it, Jeff Bezos, I think it was Princeton. Yeah, it is Princeton. So all pretty well-known universities, I would say. Really pretty well-known. But what I can see there, I guess, is for sure they had some education. For sure, not all of them graduated from school For sure, some people who actually graduate from those schools, from those high schools, still get to nothing in life, unfortunately. And, well, I don't know, which is actually pretty sad for those people. For those people that are really good in school, that just really try to do their best, to really try to just, have the best marks, to get just in great universities, or just do this, do that, and whatsoever. I assume that it's not going to be just some 100% chance that you're also going to have a great job that's bringing you in a lot of money. Also because you maybe have a lot of college debt, or is it also university debt? I do just really have to know the the fucking difference between college and university, because I don't fucking know. You know what? Let's actually see, and let's actually go ahead for a bit, because we have just 5 minutes left. So you've probably seen evidence of this in your own experiences. Remember your friend who squandered their talent? How about the person on your team who squeezed the most out of their potential? And have you known someone who was set on accomplishing a goal no matter how long it took? You can read the whole research study here, but this is the bottom line. Thanks a lot. Well, yeah. What if I just go there? What happens? Okay, it's a Dropbox link, which is, actually enormously great. That they actually provide you their fucking study. Really amazing, for free. So in every area of life, from your education to your work to your health, it is your amount of grit, mental toughness and perseverance that predicts your level of success more than any other factor we can find. In other words, talent is overrated. What makes someone mentally tough? It is great to talk about mental toughness, grit and perseverance, but what do those things actually look like in the real world? In a word, toughness and grit equal consistency. Mentally tough athletes are more consistent than others. They don't miss workouts, they don't miss assignments, they always have the treatments or teammates back, which was something that I was also going through in the last episode, and this was also something that I just thought like, these are generalizations. I don't know if they always just have the people's back. I really don't know, But I assume, and what I think of is that they, of course, are not going to miss any fucking workout. Mentally tough leaders are more consistent than their peers, and they have a clear goal that they work towards each day. They don't let short-term profits, negative feedback, or hectic schedules prevent them from continuing the march towards their vision. And they make a habit of building up the people around them, not just once, but over and over and over again. Something that I also try. Again, I don't know if this is actually the case for everyone who is mentally tough. But it's actually a great way to implement into those people who are actually reading this and who are actually also listening to this right now or watching this video right now. Because, if I wouldn't have said it, people would have meant, or would have just thought, I do just have to be nice. I do just have to build up the people around me to be mentally tough so that I get to just my best level. I, of course, wish you are doing it because it is nice, because it is amazing, because legacy, fucking legacy. But yeah, I'm just skeptical, I guess. Mentally tough artists, writers, and employees deliver on a more consistent basis than most. They work on schedule, not just when they feel when they feel motivated. They approach their work like a pro and not like an amateur. They do the most important thing first and don't shrink responsibilities. With the do the most important things at first, also something that I don't know if it is actually the case for everyone that is mentally tough and is an artist. But yeah, so the good news is that grit and perseverance can become your defining traits regardless of the talent you were born with. You can become more consistent, you can develop superhuman levels of mental toughness. But how? In my experience, these three strategies work well in the real world. And I guess, there are also just some parts that might be just identical to those that I've just gone through in the other episode, which is a little bit unfortunate to some degree. Let me actually see. Let me actually honestly see. So how to be mentally tough. The first, the second, well, those are way longer. Those are just way fucking longer. Or it is just bigger. It could also be the case. Well, no, it is a little bit different. It totally is a little bit different. But anyway, this is going to be the end of the episode. We are already 30 minutes in, which at my point of view is still quite a great time, also for the podcast, as well as for the video itself. Today's episodes were just pretty fucking fine. I'm gonna work out now, looking forward to that, and then I might top out and play some soccer, to be honest. Alone is also great. It's really not like as shitty as you might think it is. Well, actually playing a real match is something different though. But yeah, I wish you the best health, happiness and success, and I also hope that you're going to remind yourself on how you're going to be remembered, which means your legacy, because you totally have it in your control. You have it in your fucking control. Even though, we can't serve everyone, we can't make everyone happy, not everyone's gonna like us. Just by default, just because it is the thing it is. But yeah, thank you very much for watching and or listening. I see you the next time.